May peace be restored upon your soul as it once was. I come to you in peace. So I want to start this video with a quote by Rollo May. The opposite of courage is not cowardice. It is conformity. Is that people conform to be just like the other. Nobody wants to be individual. By wanting to conform is actually the ultimate form of cowardice, which is fear. Fear that if you stand alone, you will be singled out. My fingers know when to come together for a greater, or they know when to individually perform tasks, whether to direct, redirect, or misdirect, and know when to come together to carry the wheel of the entire body. Peace. People like to conform. Now, let's take an analogy before I say what I want to say. You have three types of drivers on the road. You have those that are totally lost. They're not aware of where they're going. They're just driving. Hopefully, they'll figure it out. You have the second drivers who knows and well aware of where they're going. They have a GPS, but they're not so good at navigating that GPS. The third group of drivers who has the GPS, know where they're going, and making great use of that GPS so they can save and manipulate time to the best of their ability. You have to pick and choose which one of those drivers you want to be. Why? Because life in itself will put you in the driver's seat. Whether you know where you're going or not, life will put you in the driver's seat. Whether you are able to navigate or whether you are able to read the GPS and simultaneously navigate, life will put you in the driver's seat. So your best bet is to learn to use your GPS, because in the aspect of life, we are always in the driver's seat. So therefore, if we're in the driver's seat by default, we're on the road. If you're on the road, whether you figure it out or not, it's your job to get to your destination. One of those drivers are going to get lost without a doubt, be confused and miss their exits, go back and forth and taking the wrong highway, coming right back to have to do it again because their GPS will redirect them. The other group of drivers will be confused. They will be rumbling through different lanes, trying to figure out whether or not they need to get off this exit or the next coming exit. And the driver that knows where they're going tend to maneuver pretty quickly around the drivers that are a bit confused. So you want to be the driver that knows where they're going and able to read their GPS. That way you can use time to your benefit. Not that you'll get there late, but the more you cultivate time, the more you are able to create. So understand that life by default is meant to be experienced, not someone else's experience. Someone else's experience is simply a point of reference, and it's not meant to be taken as yours. It's meant to give you a sense of direction as to where you need to be going or where you're going. But nonetheless, when you get on the road, you're gonna have to figure out which lane is going to serve you and which lane isn't going to serve you. So my suggestion is that if you fall under any of the three drivers, obviously you know which one will serve you best. But if you're confused and not sure where you're going, one thing my dad taught me when I was very young, teaching me how to drive, if you're not sure of where you're going, try to stay in the middle lane. If you're in the middle lane, you're able to switch from left to right at will if the highway become divided or if your exit is coming up. But if you want to far left, your exit is coming up, you might not be able to switch. So therefore you will miss your exit and you will lose time. You want to be one of the drivers in the lane that knows where they're going. But if you are totally unaware where you're going, put yourself in the middle lane and figure it out. Don't drive too fast because of the people next to you that are at a speed that you would love to drive, because nonetheless your car, just like their car, has the capabilities to actually speed up. But remember, when you're following the people that's speeding, you have to ask yourself a question. Are you going the same place they're going? It may not be your destination. So you want to get on the road and be one of those 3 drivers. And not that you have a choice. Like I said, life puts you in the driver's seat. You must drive. Whether you get lost, miss your exits, or having to go back and forth, you will and must drive, because that's what life is all about. It's about driving to our destination. And that destination in itself is to realize our greatest potential. And the reason why life never really ends is because when you get to that destination, you will need to go further, because life, like driving, it never ends. It may end for you, but driving itself does not end, if that makes sense. So I wanted to come to you to bring forth this bit of analogy so you can apply it to your regular life. Don't live conforming to everyone else's reality when you can choose and create your own at your own speed. And experiences are created, they're not duplicated. Now, if you cannot duplicate someone else's experience, you can only create yours using theirs as a point of reference. This video is a bit chopped up. It's not exactly the way I wanted to deliver it, but I'm hoping that the message in it has come forth through me to you, and I hope that it served you. So I will leave you as I came to you, in peace.